Anthony Davis will be the finals MVP, okay? The reason for that is because no one can stop Anthony Davis on the Heat. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, or welcome back if this is not your first time. This is Raquel with So Beautiful Me Sports Takes. We are here. We're here with another video. And what is this video about, you say? Let me tell you. The Los Angeles Lakers and the Heat in the the NBA Finals. How's everyone doing? Please do not forget, if this is your first time, to subscribe, like, comment, as well as share, of course, if you like my content. I mean, why wouldn't you? We're talking about the playoffs. We're talking about sports here. But let's go ahead and get into this game. So I wanted to do a preview of this series because I really was like, how well will the Heat match up with the Lakers in this series? And then the game happened. So we're here. Game 1 of the NBA Finals was this evening. And let's talk about what happened this evening. First and foremost, the Lakers came out, and the Lakers do what they do best, which is they started out slow and they weren't actually doing well. They didn't come out well. They didn't come out strong. It was annoying. The Heat actually came out. They took a pretty big lead in the first quarter, which was about 13 points. Before the Lakers finally decided they were going to wake up and realize, like, oh, the finals have started. But once they realized that the finals had started and they woke up, it was like the game completely turned around. And what a game by the Lakers. When I say that the Lakers, they started off literally the first 6 to 8 minutes of the game bad, but then they picked it up. And by the end of the first quarter, we had a 2-point lead. The reason for that was because not only did our bench come in and perform amazingly, they came in and they kind of changed the game. They changed the momentum. Rondo is still up in playoff Rondo mode, and it is amazing to see. His facilitating on the floor is just, it is beautiful basketball. The reason why I say that is because he's playmaking so well. He's reading the floor. He's looking at matchups that are different matchups, and he's able to see, like, oh, that's a matchup that we can take advantage of. He's calling out plays. You can see the rotations. They're moving the ball very good, and then on top of them moving the ball very good and then doing all of that, the beautiful part about it is that they're actually sitting there and they're capitalizing off of that. So great sequence of ball that's being played by the Lakers when you're on the offensive end. You can see the play calling. You can see the difference of when Rondo's actually in the game facilitating. Don't get me wrong, I still like LeBron facilitating because LeBron is always going to get his assists. He's always going to be a very good visionary on the court. It's just that somehow Rondo is actually just turned it up where he's playing good with AD. He clicks so well in. And then you have players who are cutting. You have players who are just reading the rotations. You have players that are reading what the defense is giving them. And we're capitalizing on it. Our offense was beautiful after, the bad start. Then you also look at it and you have our defense. Our defense was stifling in the first half. The reason why I say it was stifling was because we held them to about 37% as shooting, and that was on a field goal percentage. And that was amazing. They shot 37%. They even struggled at the three-point line. We always know that the Lakers struggle with perimeter defense, but the Lakers' defense in the bubble perimeter-wise has been elite. They've been so good on defending the perimeter. They've rotated a lot better. It's just been so good to see. Now, when you're looking at the Heat, don't get me wrong, Butler actually did do very well, especially in the first half. He was carrying. He had like 16 points. He was doing his thing too, but it was just that there was no one that the Heat had to answer for when you come to LeBron James as well as AD. AD just was eating in the second half. AD's ate in the second half. The Lakers also out-rebounded the Heat, which was another factor of why we were able to get such a huge lead, because in the second half, we blew them out. At one point, we had a 32-point lead, and the Heat kind of was like lost. And that's what I knew was going to happen. Even though I didn't get to do a preview, I kind of said that the Lakers defense has been what's carried us. The Lakers defense has been on the entire playoffs. It's our offense sometimes that gets off. But in this game, you had Danny Green actually hitting some threes. KCP King was hitting threes. Kuz hit a three. He still didn't get a lot of points off, but it's the difference that him and Alex Caruso makes. Alex is just done so much better. He's getting his points in, of course. He's also a very good defender. And when you have a very good defender in Alex Caruso, he looks and switches on the passing lanes. He's very good at reading the floor. He's very good at like getting in your face, and he's even able to block. And then you have Kuz, who's improved his defense so much that he actually can help off of defenses and help. And that makes the Lakers such a threat because these teams can't score on us. It's like the Heat was like, what do we do now? What do we do? What do we do? So basically when the Lakers were scoring and doing all that, the Heat was like really surprised, I think, and they really didn't have an answer. Unfortunately, in the second half, Dragic got hurt, and then also Jimmy Butler had like twisted his ankle, so you could see that he was actually kind of hurt as well. And then, and then you just really didn't see anyone else stepping up. So Tyler Hero, he tried, but his shot was off. You know why his shot was off? Because that stifling defense. The Lakers were not playing when it came to defense. The coaches prepped the guys so well, and you can tell. The reason for that is because they were not even allowing Hero to get his shots off like that. Like, he was 3 for 12 for the majority of the game until the fourth quarter. And that's when the Lakers, because they had such a huge lead, they were like up by 26. And when they started finally just like getting a little complacent, losing the league. And then like I believe the Heat got the league down to like 17, but the game was never in question. The Lakers dominated the entire game. Like I said, we out-rebounded them. Our shooting alone was, for the game, 44%, but our field goal percentage from three-point line was over 60%. Lakers hitting threes and then playing stifling defense, we are literally untouchable. We're unstoppable. We can't be beat. So the Heat was like, what we gonna do? And you just love to see that LeBron was still being able to be a playmaker, but he wasn't having to score a lot. And the reason for that is because Anthony Davis will be the finals MVP, okay? The reason for that is because no one can stop Anthony Davis on the Heat. They have no answers for him. Bam's not going to do it. I'm sorry. Anthony Davis had over 31 points. He's been averaging over 30-something points in the game. He also had, I believe, I can't remember the rebound, so I'm not going to try to say I'll put that down there. But the man just eats. You know how they say barbecue chicken? Anthony's eating these men. Anthony Davis has been playing just so incredible. He plays so well that like LeBron doesn't have to extend all his energy and do everything else. Now, granted, LeBron almost had a triple-double, so don't let me sit here and act like LeBron wasn't balling too. LeBron was getting rebounds. LeBron was assisting, like I said, playmaking. But Anthony Davis was just able to feed off of them simply because they don't have a question. They don't have an answer for him. They just don't. So that was always, that's just beautiful to see. It's just beautiful basketball that was played by the Lakers. More importantly, like I said, our defense is number one for a reason. So when you have that the Lakers are the number one team with fast breaks, and then you have Heat who are known to not be able to get back as quickly on defense, that was one of the things I was going to preview because I knew that the Heat were not as good defensively as they've been showing in the bubble. For some reason, Celtics could not get out and play against the zone defense. But the Heat are not that great defensively. At least they're not up to par with the Lakers. I know that much. And the reason for that being is that if the Lakers are having the flow of the game and our transition game is there and we're getting you on defense and then we're transitioning to our offense, we are pretty much clicking. We're clicking. We're the leading fast break team for a reason. Once we get out on that break, we are gone and we're scoring. The people who are carrying the ball, whether it be Rondo, Caruso, KCP or LeBron, they're going to look for that man down the court that's already known that we got the break, we fast break, we're moving. We're going to score, basically. And if we're not going to score, we're going to get you to foul us. And that's another good thing. The Lakers were able to get Bam in foul trouble early. He didn't even foul out the game, but at the end of the day, he was just non-factor. The Heat really do have players. They have 5 players who do average double-digit, but the Lakers did the research. Like I said, the coaching staff scouting for this game and preparation was great. You did not see any of these players do what they've been doing the entire times in this playoffs. They've been dominating. They've been able to get their points. They've been able to get to the basket. They've been able to do their thing. And the Lakers were like, you're not doing that against us, which was some great basketball. So as you know, and if you don't know, the Lakers did take game 1. We are leading the NBA Finals. We're up 1-0, which is always good. We are 3 more games away from being the NBA champions. We are 3 games away from being the champions. It feels good. It feels so good, especially since everyone hated and doubted us. Anyways, this is my commentation for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Please do not forget to leave me your comments. How did you feel about this game? Because I was not afraid. I knew we were going to dominate the Heat. I just knew it. Don't forget to leave your comments, subscribe, like, comment, and share. Of course, if you like the content, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.